What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, man, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens and honestly why they gave me a lot of hope after this game against the Chiefs. Now, yes, Lamar didn't play good right here, as you can see. 26 for 41, one touchdown, but 0 picks. And if you watch the game, out of those 15 incompletions, none of those were about to be picks. So you see smart decision making right there. Then we jump to the rushing, right? So you got Lamar right here, 16 carries for $122. I think the Ravens would rather pass it more, but hey, he already threw it 41 times. 16 carries on the ground isn't the worst thing. 122 yards on top of that is just wild. Then you have Derrick Henry right here, 13 for 46. Now, Derrick, 3.5 yard average isn't the worst thing. I don't think Baltimore has figured out how to use him yet, right? It's only week 1. This team's only going to get better. I think once you start to implement an offense where Derrick Henry can really thrill, then you can run the play action, and Lamar can really hit Bateman. He can hit Flowers. He can hit Likely, potentially Nelson Aguilar. Once you start to implement an offense with Derrick Henry being a factor, the safety comes up, then we're going to see the next level for the Ravens offense. So Derrick Henry, not bad for his first game. Zay Flowers, a couple of jet sweeps. Justice Hill did his thing on the receiving end, and that's what we're going to jump to next. Isiah Likely, he's a beast. Isiah Likely is a beast. 9 catches, 111 yards, 12 yards per catch on average, 49 was the long, and 12 targets. And then he had that nice little hezzy right before he scored that touchdown too. Isiah Likely with Mark Andrews, and then you get Derrick Henry in the mix eventually. This offense is going to be deadly. Now, here's the only thing I think Baltimore has to figure out next is you got Bateman, and unfortunately Lamar missed him on a couple deep throws. Because if you look right here, Bateman, 2 catches, 53 yards. This probably should have been 100 if we're being honest. Lamar missed him on a couple throws. Justice Hill, now Justice Hill isn't going to get the credit he deserves because the Ravens lost. But this is a special back right here out of the backfield. 6 catches, 52 yards, 8 yards on average. 18 was a long, 8 targets. So on 8 targets, 6 catches, 52 yards. And he was catching in the backfield and having to then accumulate for the negative yards, turn those into positives, and keep that thing moving, man. Then we jump to Zay Flowers right here. 6 catches, 37 yards, 6.2 average. 19 was a long, 10 targets. Now, the Zay one is interesting, right? Because if you look right here, Justice Hill, 6 catches, 52 yards. Zay Flowers, 6 catches, 37 yards. Now, Zay Flowers, moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how defenses play him. Are they really going to man him up? Are they going to double team him? Are they going to bracket him? And if they do, somebody else has to get open. Not Justice Hill, not Bateman. I mean, you have Likely, but there's going to have to be a third guy, right? Likely is going to be on the line. So most likely, as he starts to get better and teams realize that, he's going to get chipped, right, by the linebackers if he's going to run his route. They're going to try and throw him off. Mark Andrews, same thing, right? Justice Hill, we talked about, he's coming out of the backfield. We can deal with that. The teams are going to focus on Zay Flowers. Baltimore is going to have a third receiver to step up. Bateman's going to be your primary, right? Zay Flowers is going to draw all the attention. There's got to be a third receiver that steps up. Then we look at the defense. And this defense, man, come week 8, week 9, this is going to be a top 5 defense. And the defense kind of beat themselves. They had a couple, knucklehead calls, and the calls could have gone one way or the other, right? I felt like they had a personal vendetta against Mahomes, and they wanted to hit him, right? So it is what it is. It's week 1. But the defense, week 8, week 9, this defense is going to be nasty. Let's look at some of the drives real quick before we call it a wrap. As we look at the first drive right here with Baltimore, 11 plays, 70 yards. That was a touchdown. Then we jump to the next drive right here. They had a punt, and they had a Derrick Henry for 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Lamar Jackson, short passes, Zay Flowers for 3 yards. Then Lamar, short pass out of the backfield to the back for 1 yard. So really 4 plays, you didn't get much out of it. Then Lamar fumbles on the punt. Chris Jones basically shoots through that gap right there. Turnover on downs right there. Tucker missing this field goal was huge. But then Baltimore comes back to get an interception, and then they kick a field goal before half. So good stuff right there. Quarter 2, come out, punt the first drive, they score. Another field goal. Then the last drive right here, man, Isiah Likely barely had his cleat out of bounds, and the Chiefs go on to win the game. But like I said in the beginning, honestly, I thought the Ravens played pretty good, right? The first half they struggled. The amount of illegal formations that were called against them, to me, it was crazy. It was a little ridiculous, right? I think we were tic-tac a little bit, and I don't think we needed to. I don't think it was impacting the play that much. I'll have to go back and look at the film from the other angle, right, the end zone angle. But Baltimore did pretty good considering the amount of illegal formations that were called against them. With that being said, my take on them is this offense has a crazy amount of potential, right? A crazy amount of potential. But they have to figure out who that third receiver is going to be. Again, Bateman's going to be your go-to, right? Zay Flowers. Who's the next guy up? You got to find another receiver. Is Nelson going to come back? Comeback player of the year? Maybe. Let me know your thoughts. I think the Ravens are just fine. One game doesn't mean a lot. Week 1 is in the books. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. More content coming soon.